Hope that you guys are doing amazing. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay, so I wanted to talk today about a really important topic, okay, about fibroid mistakes that you're making that you need to stop making, okay? And these are mistakes that I've made before in my own fibroid journey. Because as you guys know, I've gotten fibroids not once but twice, okay? Hi, how are you? The first time I had surgery, and then the time after that, I was able to shrink them on my own because I did not want to have surgery again, okay? So, hey, everybody coming in. Hope that you guys are doing amazing. So I want to talk about fibroid mistakes that you are making that's really getting in the way of your health, okay? A lot of this stuff is things that we've been told by health professionals, but it's also things that are not really true, okay? Because we know that, when it comes to fibroids and health and women's health, I come from a holistic perspective, so it's going to be different than the Western medicine, okay? So if you're not into holistic perspectives and, healing the body naturally, probably not the page for you, but that's okay. For those that are, you're in the right place, okay? So we're going to talk about fibroid mistakes. It's going to be about women's health, okay? So let's talk about it because, as we know, fibroids is a huge epidemic when it comes to Black women, when it comes to women in general. Fibroids, most women unfortunately have fibroids, and a lot of them don't even know it, okay? 80% of women will get fibroids before the age of 50, and that's just such a huge number. The numbers are going up daily. Women are being diagnosed every single day with fibroids. Pregnant women are being diagnosed every single day with fibroids, okay? So it's very scary, okay? So please be sure to share this live, okay? Because you never know, whose life this may save, because fibroids are literally ruining women's lives, and they're literally disrupting, women's quality of life and so on and so forth. A lot of women are going through a lot of stuff in the dark that they're not going to express to the public, and you would not believe it. Some of them could be family members, friends. So if you know anybody with fibroids, share this video with them, okay? If you guys have a question, I would love to answer your questions, but let's talk about fibroid mistakes, okay? A little bit about myself. My name is Tasha Rosa. I'm a holistic women wellness specialist. And what I do is I help women who have fibroids and other reproductive health issues engage in healthy habits in order to heal, help them get to the root cause of the problem so they do not have to rely on Western medicine temporary solutions. So I help women get to the root cause of the problem. I help them with a customized holistic framework, okay? And in order to heal their bodies, in order to shrink and get rid of their fibroid cysts, in order to increase their fertility, and so on and so forth, okay? In order to restore the balance within their body, heal their wombs. And also, when you heal your womb, by the way, you heal your entire body, in case you did not know, okay? A lot of people don't understand that when it comes to the body, when it comes to our wombs, when it comes to, our soul, even our mind, body, and soul, everything is connected, okay? And every issue, every disease, every condition has a spiritual root, okay? So today, let's get into this, okay? Again, share this live with somebody that you know that can benefit from it, all right? And feel free to ask questions, okay? So let's talk about number one. So I want to talk about ignoring symptoms. This one is huge because a lot of women who have fibroids, or who right now, before they even get diagnosed with fibroids, they've been ignoring symptoms that their body's been telling them for years. Whether that's heavier periods, because a lot of times they're normalized, right? Cramps, a lot of times they're normalized. Really chaotic menstrual cycles, okay? Clots, passing clots. A lot of this stuff is normalized. And I'm not saying these are the signs and symptoms of fibroids. Am I saying everybody that exhibits these have fibroids? No. But if you have any of those symptoms, you definitely have estrogen dominance, which is a hormonal imbalance that creates the environments for fibroids to develop, okay? So because of a lot of times sickness is normalized in our culture, unfortunately, a lot of women don't know the first signs of their body letting them know something's off, don't know the first signs of a hormonal imbalance, okay? So the estrogen dominance can be anything from heavy periods, irregular periods. It could be autoimmune disorders even, it could be, but at its worst, it can look like breast cancer, uterine cancer. All those rates are going up, by the way. So you want to make sure that you understand what signs your body are showing you and what it needs, okay? That's very important. That's what I teach my clients, okay? So if you want to learn more about estrogen dominance, click the link in my bio and be sure to subscribe to my email list so you can get a free video that's going to teach you about that, because it's important that if you have fibroids and cysts or any type of reproductive health issue, it's important that you know that, okay? So let's also talk about another mistake that's very prevalent, like assuming that surgery, and that's the myomectomy, fibroid removal, even UFE, assuming that that is the only option, right? Because we've been taught that, we've been taught that these are the only options pretty much for fibroids, whether it's hysterectomy, myomectomy, or UFE. When you're on these fibroid platforms, that's all they talk about, right? As treatment options. But we shouldn't be looking for a treatment option. We should be looking to get to the root cause of the problem and to heal the problem from the root. Okay, I always say this, women, we deserve more than just treatments and temporary solutions. We deserve actually real healing, okay? So, and just know that your body can heal, your womb can heal when you provide the right environment for it to do so, okay? And most women don't want to go through having surgery, being cut open, having their uterus cut open. Most women don't want to go through that. And I wouldn't recommend that for anybody unless it's a life and death situation, okay? So, also, not exploring holistic approaches. This one is a big one, and I understand because people think, we're not conditioned to think that holistic natural healing works. But, okay, even if you don't believe in it, you should try it. You know why I say you should try it? Because guess what? When it comes to natural healing, holistic approaches like, for example, managing stress, when it comes, using food, utilizing food as medicine, herbs, things like that, right? This improves the health of the entire body. So literally, when you're trying holistic methods, you have nothing to lose but to get healthier, right? So I tell women, hey, how about you try it for 3 to 6 months before you go to something as drastic as a whole surgery, okay? What most women report when they're on the right holistic protocol is within 30 days. I know this is what my clients report. Within 30 days, within their next cycle, when they're consistent on it, their next cycle feels much lighter, okay? It's much less pain, okay? Much less bleeding. They're also able to get rid of, to increase their iron levels. They also feel more energy, sleep better, right? As they're, they've put that, I would say about 4 to 6 weeks, right? So that encourages a lot of women to cancel their myomectomy appointments, cancel their hysterectomy appointments, and UFE appointments, knowing because you feel that your body is healing. You will feel when your body's healing. And your menstrual cycle, our menstrual cycles are our body's fifth vital sign. So that's telling us where our body is health-wise, right? So you'll see your menstrual cycle start to improve and not last for an entire week, right? It will start to shorten to about 3 to 4 days, which is what you want it to be around that time. 2, 3, 4 days. It should not be no more than 4 days. Nobody should be bleeding for an entire week, and nobody should be bleeding heavily and coming down with all these symptoms. That these symptoms that we have during our cycle are because of, hormonal imbalance. So just know the difference, right? So another thing I would say is also neglecting your nutrition, neglecting utilizing food as medicine. This is a huge one. When you develop fibroids, right? Not all, but a lot of women that have fibroids have really bad diets and feel very attached to emotional eating because the spiritual root of fibroids, there's deep, like there could be trauma. There could be you just unhappiness, unfulfillment, right? You're not able to tap into your creativity. So these are the root, like the spiritual roots when it comes to fibroids. So a lot of women do is cling to food as medicine. Cling to food as, for emotional stress as, comfort, right? We don't want to do that. Food should be medicine. It should be looked at more so as medicine, more so than for comfort. You don't want to look to food as comfort, right? So not changing your diet, being overly attached to foods that are doing more harm than good, a lot of processed foods, right? Processed sugary foods, eating out a lot, fried foods, starchy foods, these feed fibroids. You have to know the difference between foods that feed fibroids. And I talked about this last week, I think it was, last week, nutrition for fibroid healing. You have to know what foods feed fibroids and what foods actually help heal the body, help restore balance, and will help shrink the fibroids, right? Yes, it takes more than diet, but at the same time, diet's a good start when it comes to shrinking your fibroids, okay? So what you put in your body is very important. Okay, so you want to know that as when you're making your meals, when you're buying your meals, when you're going grocery shopping, just know that what you put in your body is very important to your healing journey. Okay, because when we develop fibroids, that's our body telling us something, right? Something's off, right? We're dealing with toxins in the body. We're dealing with an overworked liver, right? We're dealing with lots of toxins within the pelvic region, digestive system that's backed up, okay? So, another thing too, another mistake a lot of women make is thinking that like menopause, like fibroids disappear after menopause, or they shrink after menopause. Listen, as somebody as a holistic women wellness specialist, a lot of women are dealing with fibroids in their 50s, 60s, even 70s. Even 70s. They're bleeding due to fibroids. Okay, past menopause. Google postmenopausal fibroids, very common. They don't, for most people, they do not shrink after menopause. I don't know why doctors are still telling women this, because this is a complete lie. So you have women who are literally waiting to address their fibroids in menopause, but then seeing their fibroids are just growing bigger and being more, are more aggressive. They're bleeding more. It just gets worse if you don't address them. Okay, so don't fall for this. Please don't fall for this, because I see a lot of women say, oh, I'm just waiting till menopause, even though they're suffering literally at the present time. So it's not worth it, okay? Another thing too is skipping stress management. And if you guys have any questions on this, definitely let me know. I'll talk about mistakes people make on their fibroid healing journey, mistakes women with fibroids make typically, okay? This one is big, like stress management when you have fibroids, or just in general, is very important. A lot of women who have reproductive health conditions have a lot of stress, right? And they don't manage it properly. Now, when it comes to stress, we all have stress, but how are you managing your stress? Are you just eating, or are you actually or are you just operating in it, thinking and, suppressing a lot of things and just trying to operate in stressful situations? Like, what is going on? Because this is really important, right? When we kind of just operate in stress and not manage our stress and not, implement self-care regimens and not pour into ourselves, this is how our health starts to deteriorate. And I see a lot of women, I always say this, who are people pleasers. They tend to have the worst health, okay? Because they don't do for themselves. They're doing more for others than their own self, okay? So just be very mindful of that. How you manage your stress does matter. If you're under a lot of stress, what can you do in your life to navigate that, right? To alleviate that. Very important. It's never going to be a stress-free life, don't get me wrong, but it depends on how you manage it. And also sometimes we make our own life stressful. We have to admit that, right? So by, maybe some certain jobs that we know we need to leave, certain relationships that we know we need to leave. So your peace, your happiness comes first. Like, you have to really conduct your life that way. Your health is very important. And yes, stress does feed fibroids. Stress really does wreak havoc in the body. Okay, so very, very important, right? Don't skip out on stress management. Manage your stress levels, okay? So another thing too is, this one is big. Thinking that fibroids, and a lot of women still think this, that fibroids are genetic and they have no control over, the fact that they got fibroids. That's not true. That's not true, ladies. That's not true. Actually, studies have not confirmed that fibroids are genetic. So right now, nobody knows. And I honestly, even when something is genetic, it means that we're more predisposed to it. Does not mean that you have to get it, right? High blood pressure is genetic. I always use this example. Is genetic, right? That doesn't mean everybody in the family has to get high blood pressure, because the person that's actually, exercising, taking care of their health, managing their stress levels at a healthy weight, right? That's eating the right foods, that person's not gonna get high blood pressure, right? So why do you think it's different with fibroids, right? If we follow the same habits as our family members, right? As our parents, as our family members, yes, we're going to get the same conditions. We're more likely going to get the same conditions they got if we follow the same habits. A lot of people follow the habits, the unhealthy habits that their parents have, right? That their family members have. And that's why the fibroids develop. Not just because it didn't come out because you were unlucky. Okay, it's just genetic. You have no control. You have control. You have control. And if you stop engaging in those things, within 30 days, you will feel so much better. And eventually the fibroids will start to die off and shrink, right? So we have to, when it comes to Western medicine, another reason why I hate Western medicine is it creates like this whole victim consciousness. Like, I'm the victim. It happened to me. It doesn't put power into your hands. It doesn't empower you to heal your body, heal yourself, right? That's why I hate it. Okay, that's one of the reasons, many reasons. And it doesn't get to the root cause of the problem. So you kind of stay in this cycle of just these temporary treatments and never getting healing. Like, who will want that? Who will want to just be, having surgery every couple of years? Because they come back. Those fibroids come back. I tell you that right now. They come back. So who wants to deal with that? Having surgery. Okay, well, let's just have a hysterectomy and just take out your whole uterus. Is that really worth it? And then you still have the hormonal imbalances, the toxins and waste that cause the fibroids anyway. So this is why a lot of women who's had hysterectomies, they actually say that your lifespan can go down from from having a hysterectomy. Put your body into forced menopause and early menopause, and they have all these risk factors, right? The rate of heart disease and so many other issues go up when you have a hysterectomy. What is that organ? Your uterus is an organ and it's in your body for a reason. So just taking it out, like, that's, to me, it's like it's the fact that it's so prevalent is like against womanhood, in my opinion, right? It's against, because what are we doing? We're just taking out, like, the doctors are just taking out women's uteruses like it's nothing, instead of teaching them how to heal their bodies, right? So it's really sad, and the fact that we have to stop falling for it. Okay. Not addressing another mistake is not addressing fibroids when you first get them. A lot of women have been told that are really suffering from fibroids right now have been told years ago when they weren't having symptoms that they had fibroids. Maybe they had 2 centimeter, 5 centimeter fibroid, but they were told by their doctors, hey, we'll just monitor them. Don't worry about them. We'll just monitor them, which is horrible advice, because guess what? Fibroids grow when you continue to engage in the things that trigger fibroids. They grow, and then when women are wanting to get pregnant, some women are having issues getting pregnant due to fibroids. Some women are trigger warning, having miscarriages due to fibroids, right? Or just having very troublesome pregnancies due to fibroids, right? So this is another issue. So even if I don't care if your fibroid is 2 centimeters or 20, like, you want to start addressing them. You want to start making lifestyle changes that are going to help you restore hormonal balance and eventually shrink and get rid of these fibroids. Okay, so start it as soon as you find out. Even women that don't have fibroids, preventative measures go a long way. I have women, it's in my program, Talks About You program, trying to prevent fibroids. Maybe having issues with their cycle. They like, look, I don't want fibroids. I want to have children. I don't want none of these tumors. And they see how prevalent it is, right? Especially for black women. Okay, so if you have fibroids, address them. Don't ignore them and pretend that they're not there. That's what women do until they start having symptoms. Whether you're having symptoms or not, start getting rid of them now. Okay, and when I say that, I mean naturally, right? So we can heal the body, we can heal what created the fibroids, get to the root cause of the problem. Okay. When you have fibroids, it's calling for you to make changes. That's your body calling for you to make changes. That's your body needing you to make a change. That's your body essentially on an energetic level telling you, look, what you've been doing is not working. And we can't continue on like this. Okay, so you need to listen to that. Okay, so I want to headway into the next one. This one may be trigger warning, but not shrinking or attempting to shrink your fibroids before you get pregnant. Now, I know that some women don't find out they have fibroids until they're already pregnant, right? Because they look at it, the ultrasound, right? When they're looking at the baby. I'm not talking about that, right? Because you didn't know. I'm talking about women that know they have fibroids and they're trying actively to have a baby. The reason why I don't think that's a good idea, right? Unless your fibroids are very small and you've been doing the work to shrink and get rid of them, I don't think it's a good idea to get pregnant knowing you have fibroids. Number one, it automatically puts puts you at high risk, number one. And number two, we don't know what this can do to the pregnancy, to the baby. And you have to understand that a lot of times when people are pregnant with fibroids, their fibroids grow during pregnancy because your hormone levels are higher during pregnancy. So your body's being fed with more estrogen, causing the fibroid to grow. Estrogen, the more estrogen you have, that triggers the fibroid. So women's fibroids grow really big during pregnancy, and this creates really, really, really sometimes painful, chaotic pregnancies. And then you have to understand that depending on the location, a lot of times these fibroids are interfering with the baby, you know? So as the fibroid is growing bigger, so is the baby, right? And to me, it's not fair for a baby to have to go through that in the womb, like battling with fibroids. To me, we should want to have a safe space, you know, a healthy space for our babies to grow and you know, come into the world, right? So I just, you know, I know that this is not, doctors are not telling women this, you know, OBGYNs are not telling women this, but I'm telling you this, you know. Think about it, right? We want a safe, nurturing place for those, it's really 10 months that the baby's in the womb. So why do they have to battle with fibroids and all these things and toxins, right? We have to make that space healthy. We have to make our bodies healthy before we bring life into the world, okay? Am I saying that your fibroids are gonna be 100% gone before then? No, but at least you know you're equipped with, first of all, not to make them grow during pregnancy, because there are ways to make them not grow during pregnancy. I help my clients with that. There's also ways to start the shrinking process at least 3 to 6 months in before trying to get pregnant, okay? Do not have your baby in there with a big fibroid. It just, like, to me, it's so risky. Why even risk that, okay? So your body's not in a healthy state when you have fibroids. So why not get your body healthy first before bringing life into the world, okay? So very, very important. Another thing too that a lot of women make, that mistake that they made, right, is that not receiving guidance, right? And I'm talking about women that are having trouble on their fibroid journey, right? For women that are wanting to shrink their fibroids, that are having some pain, that are tired of dealing with these tumors in their womb, and they really want to shrink their fibroids, right? Not seeking any type of guidance. And even if it's not from me, I always say this, even if it's for somebody else that knows that's really good in this process, that's really good with, helping women with shrinking and dissolving their fibroids. Because there are some women out there that are really good, right? They have testimonials that can prove to you they're really good. Getting help, because here's the thing, right? When it comes to fibroids, if you don't have a structured plan, if you're just trying, there's so much stuff out there there's so much information out there. It's like information overload when you try to go down the fibroid rabbit hole. And I've actually had clients tell me this. I've had clients literally tell me that about a year before they came to me, they were on that rabbit hole trying to search, and they were trying everything that people were recommending, and things were getting worse. They were actually, their fibroids, their periods were getting worse, and their fibroids were actually growing. And they were wondering, well, why isn't this working? Because they don't have a solid plan. They're kind of just trying whatever they hear, right? And just because there's a lot of crazy things like, that maybe work for like one out of like 200 people, but then people will push it out because, oh, it worked for me. No, it's not about it just working for you. It's about you having a plan, a solid plan that actually works in general, right? That actually works in general, that detoxifies the body, that's natural. That's important, right? That's natural, that's actually going to heal the body, restore hormonal balance as well, okay? That's going to detoxify the toxins in the body, not just, so it's very important, and that's going to help you get to the root cause of the problem. So be very careful about this online things, because I've had clients that have tried so many things before finally coming to me, and they said that, and within 1 month of, like I said, 1 month of coming to me, their symptoms drastically decreased, and they're like, wow, I wish I would have done this sooner. So that's one thing I see. Now, if you're on a regimen of shrinking your fibroids and it's working for you, fine. But if you're not seeing it work for you, some people told me that it took a year for them to actually have better cycles. To me, that's just too long. I mean, get somebody that can help you collapse time, number one, and actually has knowledge in this. It's actually done it to many women as well, right? Not just to herself. I've done this for myself, but I've also done it for many women as well, right? So make sure, that's very important. And you want it because you have to have a solid plan, and you have to be consistent with it as well. And like I said, if you're having trouble, this is a problem that you do want to solve, because here's the thing. When we're having issues in our womb as women, we're also having issues, other places in our organs and our digestive system. Fibroids does not just come by themselves. They come because there's an environment for them to grow and develop, right, in the body, So you want to, if you actually want to heal, restore your hormonal balance, get rid of your fibroids, what we do is we hyper focus on the uterus, right? Which is fine, but at the same time, you have to understand that your entire body works together, right? So if you have issues with your uterus, You also having like a backup in the liver, right, in the digestive system, right? So, in the colon and other areas of the body. So just be mindful of that, right, and acknowledge that. Okay, so there's many mistakes that women make. I might do a part 2 to this, but it's really important for you to be aware of this, okay? And for ladies that are watching this and you want to go further with this as far as really healing your body, right? Restoring balance in your body, shrinking and getting rid of your fibroids. You want to learn how you want to customize holistic plan that's going to show you, that's been proven to work many times, that's going to show you how, and also work with you at implementing this stuff, right? And also too, work with you as far as the other side of it, which is a lot of people, the emotional root of it. That's because that's a whole other thing, right? And I help my clients do that as well. The physical, addressing the physical and the emotional stuff, right? So if you're interested in working with me, I do have a where you can work with me for 4 weeks in my Detoxify Your Womb program. Now, my Detoxify Your Womb program is typically 3 months long, but I wanted to give a few of the ladies a chance to work with me for 4 weeks. If you want to work with me longer, of course, at the end, that's totally fine if you're enjoying the program so much, which women have done in the past. But I had this rare opportunity to work with me for 4 weeks, and I actually just sent it to my email list, what was it, a couple days ago, but I only have 2 more spots left, and it's gonna expire at midnight tonight, okay? I know that's real, but if you're interested, if you've been watching me maybe, and you've been wanting to join the Detoxify Your Womb program, and you just want to try it out, this is a great thing for you, right? And because you're gonna feel so much better after these 4 weeks, and your cycle's gonna be better, and then whether you want to stay or whether you want to go, you already have a solid plan to continue, because I'm going to teach you how to continue. I teach my clients how to sustain womb health, their good health, good womb health as well. Womb health sustainability, that's very important to me, right? So I teach you how to heal and actually maintain, right? So if you're watching this and you're interested in that, be sure to message me. It's not the link for the 4 weeks is not on my site. I'll send that to you. Message me 4 weeks and I'll send you the link. Okay, if you have a question about it, message me. Feel free to message me. If you just want to check out the Detoxify Your Womb program, the link is in my bio. You can find out information about that, okay? Be sure to join my email list as well, so you will know. You'll be sent a free video on estrogen dominance, which is very important. It's a hormonal imbalance that women with fibroids have, and this is what leads to fibroids, okay? So really hope that this video was insightful and that you guys enjoyed it. I didn't see any comments. I don't know, like Facebook Live is weird for me now. I don't know, I can't see comments and I can't see who's coming in, so I don't know. Hopefully you guys are able to hear and see me. And also be sure to, I see hearts though, that's the only thing. But be sure to send this to at least 5 different women. Share this live, send it to 5 different women. This can help, because I remember when I first got fibroids being so lost and not knowing anything. You'll be surprised about how many women had just been diagnosed with fibroids or cysts or endometriosis, because this applies to all of that stuff, and are lost, okay? And think that the doctor is saying surgery, and they're like, they know intuitively that that's not the right way to go. They don't want to do it. You know how many women have told me because of me, they've canceled their myomectomies and hysterectomies? I mean, over the years, it's been endless women. Some by just following me, some by taking my courses, you know? So it's really amazing to me, okay? So if you're interested in working with me for 4 weeks, again, this offer expires tonight at midnight. Message me 4 weeks, okay? Cannot wait to work with you guys. It is $7.97 for those that are interested. And again, we have current and afterpay. And again, it's a one-time offer. I have 2 spots left, so go ahead and message me if you're interested. And I'll talk to you later, all right? Have a good one, ladies. And if you have any questions that I wasn't able to see, if I missed your question, feel free to message me as well and ask me, all right? Bye.